Well, hello again everybody, welcome back to the final part 5 of building the wooden mortise cylinder. So as you probably remember, we're basing it on this American mortise cylinder, and if you've seen the last episode you'll know we had a bit of disaster with the core which snapped, so I have built another core. And I didn't bother filming it because the processes were all the same, but I have made some differences. First difference was the way I actually made the core this time. I did all the drilling before I cut out the key slot, and as you can see the shape of the key slot is slightly different. I did the warding exactly the same, but I've left some of the keyway in there at the top, which is mainly to give the pins more support when the key's going in and out. We have to have the warding here, which is what stops the pins dropping down too far, but it all stayed together. I've also changed the back end slightly, so we've now got a solid tail piece rather than the cut out one, just for a bit of extra strength because the one with the cut out was quite weak. So what would I do differently if I did it again? On the body of the lock I would drill the pinholes before I drilled the big hole, because I don't know if you can actually see it in there. If we get the light on there, there's a little bit of blowout on the back there, or on the underside, but it shouldn't affect it too much, but it would just be neater and tidier if those holes were drilled first. So I've also done a new key. I will do another one because this one's a little bit scrappy, because I was having a few problems getting it to fit, and then I realised that the bandsaw blade had bowed a bit and I had a bulge inside. Once I cleared that out it was alright, so this has got more carved out of it than needed, but we've still got the bitting on there, we've still got the warding if we can see that, so but it's just a bit thinner than it should be and a little bit delicate. So we've got all our cherry wood pins, we've got multi-lock springs, we've got grub screws in the top. For now I might change those to wooden bungs later, but I wanted to keep these in to start with, just in case the lock locked up or anything I could still get it all apart. So those are temporary. So what we'll do is let's get this put together and see if it works. So we've got all the key pins, 5 of them, which all sit in there, and if we slot the key in, try not to get these to fly everywhere, and then they all sit nice and flush, or fairly flush in there. So if we get these into the lock here, then we'll get the tail piece on. So there will be a little bit more work on this, but it's effectively just tidying up and making a new key. It needs a little bit of finish on it, a little bit of cleaning up. But there we go, so we've got the core in, all turns nicely. So let's stick the driver pins in. These do get hung up a little bit where I've threaded the top, but as soon as they're past the threads they drop in and they're nice and smooth. There we go. And if we give that a tap, get them to the bottom. No, something's caught up somewhere. Give them a little shove. There, as you can see, that is now effectively locked up. So let's get some springs in. I didn't actually plan it, but it was just lucky the multi-lock springs did fit. Then grub screws in. So, yeah, there's been quite a bit of work in the end, trying to get it all to stay in one piece, but the whole thing was just an experiment from the start, just to see if it was possible and whether I could do it. So just get those tightened down. And there we go. So there is the lock, all locked up. I don't know if you see the line on there is just a little bit of pen from when I was lining everything up and getting everything to work. It's not a crack or anything in there, but it's handy for removing the key. So we now have it all locked up, nothing moving anywhere. And the moment of truth, in goes the key. And it works. Remove the key and we're all locked up again. So a fully working 5-pin pin tumbler, completely made out of wood, and I don't think it looks too far off what we were aiming for originally. So like I say, just a little bit more tidying up on it, bit of proper finish on it and a new key, and we are done. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching all of this, and maybe it's inspired some of you to do something a bit different with locks as well, possibly. But it was a fun project, it's worked. So I'm a happy bunny. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.